Hello, it's James from the 11 Plus Tutor again. As part of my weekly video publishing for younger students, I promised that I would go on to looking at more to do with decimals. So we did say in the previous video that with add, subtract and divide, we try and line things up using the decimal points. So that's true today. So we're going to start with what we call the bus stop division method. And doing this with decimals is exactly the same as the normal bus stop division method that children get taught at school. So there's nothing to fear here. The only addition really is the decimal points must appear above each other into the answer and the question. So we've got 5.22. And one thing I do hear children say is 5.22, and that's not strictly correct because 22 infers that we're dealing with tens and units. This is 5.22. We've got 2 tenths and 2 hundredths. So the number on the right, 5.22 divided by 3, is the number that we put outside the bus stop. So I always tell kids, number on the right goes outside in the cold. We then construct our bus stop. We put the number we're dividing into below the line. If you notice that, I put the decimal point one above the other. 3's into 5 go once. And the difference between these two is 2. So we carry that past the decimal point next to the next number. So now we're doing 3's into 22, not 2, because we carried the difference. That goes 7. We've still got something to carry because that made 21. So the difference here, if we subtract these two, is 1, which we carry. That makes 4. So the answer is 1.74. Let's look at another example, though. It's probably more common in real life, where we end up with something still to carry at the end. So let's cover that. So we've got 23.4 divided by 5. We put 5 outside in the cold. 23.4 goes underneath. 5's into 2 doesn't go. So what we do here, and kids sometimes forget this, we carry it. 5's into 20 goes 4, but we can't do 5's into 23. So we carry the 3. And if you can see here, do not ever forget to have the dot above and below. 5's into 30 goes 6, that makes 30. But this was the end of our original, let's just get rid of this, what we were originally given. So what do we do now? We've got to the end of the number, but we've got more to do. A lot of people think in terms of remainders, but with my tuition, we don't really deal with remainders, we carry on. So what we do, it's very simple. You keep adding zeros. So you add another 0, we've still got 4 to carry, so we add on to the 0, carry on to the 0, 40, 5's into 40 go 8. So the answer is 4.68. Quite straightforward. Let's move on to the next thing here. Now we've got a decimal divided into a decimal. Now if we think about this, we have to do something different because we just can't do this. We can't do that. That's, so we need to do something. There's just one extra step. Between this and this, there's only one extra step. And that extra step is the number on the right must be a whole number. How do we turn 0.3 into a whole number? Quite simply, we move the decimal point one place to the right. So it becomes 3.0. We times by 10. And we tell kids to remember this. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So instead of 3.69 divided by 0.3, we end up with 36.9 divided by 3. That we can put into a bus stop. And the reason why that works is because division is a proportionate thing. So if we think about it, what's 100 divided by 10? It's 10. Let's multiply both sides by 10. What's 1,000 divided by 100? The answer is still 10 because the proportion hasn't changed. What's 10,000 divided by 1,000? It's 10. So that illustrates why this works. as long as we do the same to both sides and we multiply by 10, 100, 1000. So we end up with 3s into 36.9, which is very nice. 3s into 3 go once, 3s into 6 go twice. Don't forget the decimal point above and below. 3s into 9 go 3. So that looks quite tricky, but actually it's very easy. I hope you enjoyed this simple but hopefully effective YouTube video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.